Well, hey, welcome back to the studio. You know, Gen Z is discovering vinyl. They're discovering cassette tapes, even old computers. And honestly, I love that. But if nobody tells you what you're actually getting into, you might waste your money, get frustrated, and quit. So let me show you how to do this the right way so you actually enjoy it. You know, maybe you just picked up your first cassette deck, or you're thinking about buying a record player. I want you to enjoy it and not give up in a week. So let's do this. Here are 10 things nobody tells you about analog until you start. If you're new here, this channel is all about vintage electronics. We fix it, we break it, and we try to bring it back to life. Let's get started. Number 1, analog is not convenient. There's no instant skipping, no perfect playlists, and yeah, you're going to rewind things like it's 1987. Now, if you go into this expecting it to feel like Spotify, you're going to hate it. But here's the flip side. That inconvenience, that's the point. It forces you to slow down and actually listen. Number 2, everything needs maintenance. Nothing you buy today is truly ready to go. Even if it works now, belts wear out, contacts get dirty, things drift. Stuff is going to break. But here's the part nobody tells you. Fixing it is half the fun. You start learning how it works, and suddenly you're not just using it, you understand it. Number 3, sound quality isn't automatic. Vinyl does not automatically sound better. A cheap turntable with a worn stylus, that can sound worse than your phone. Setup matters, but when you get it right, it sounds alive, and that's what people are chasing. Number 4, you are the algorithm. There's no autoplay, no recommendations. It's just you. You decide what plays next, and that might sound like a downside, but it's not. You start building taste instead of just consuming whatever shows up. Number 5, media degrades. Now this stuff, well, it doesn't last forever. Every time you play it, you're wearing it out. Tape stretches, records wear. So yeah, you have to take care of it. But that also makes it feel valuable, not disposable. Number 6, storage matters. Your room is part of your setup now. Heat, humidity, dust, they all matter. And you're not just owning gear anymore. You're building a space. 7, it's expensive in weird ways. Now, the gear might be cheap. Keeping it running is not. Parts, tools, time. You didn't just buy something. You adopted a problem. But that problem, that's the hobby. Number 8, there's no undo button. You mess it up, well, it's messed up. Scratch a record, wrong voltage, well, then it's done. So you have to be intentional, and that makes you better. Number 9, the experience is the point. If you treat analog like digital, you're going to hate it. But when you lean into it, it slows everything down. And that's why people fall in love with it. Number 10, you're joining a community. You're not just buying old gear. You're stepping into a world. People who fix it, collect it, care about it. And you're not alone. All right, if that sounded like a lot, there is some good news. You really don't need a museum. You just need something that works. So just start simple. For vinyl, just get a good turntable. For a cassette, a working deck, maybe clean it up a little bit, you're done. For computers, start with emulation. Learn first, and then make the jump into real hardware. So this is where something like this may actually make sense, especially if you're just getting started. This is a modern hub that takes phono inputs, line inputs, and digital inputs. So your turntable, your cassette deck, even modern sources like HDMI or digital all go into one place. So instead of having mismatched gear or trying to find an amplifier and huge speakers, everything just works. You can Bluetooth it off. Now, you don't need something like this, but it can make your life a whole lot easier. And this is what going analog the right way looks like. It's not harder, it's just smarter. You can integrate modern components into your retro setup. Now, this isn't a video about how to actually make a retro setup. If there's enough of you out there who want a video about how to get started in retro, maybe on a budget and integrating modern stuff, let me know down in the comments and I can always create one for you. This isn't just about being retro. It's about connecting with what you're using. And, it takes a little bit more effort, but that's exactly why it's all worth it. So if you're getting into vintage tech, you're in the right place. Make sure you hit subscribe because we'll fix it, we'll break it, and we'll bring it back to life every week. Until next time, happy listening.